And on a Friday night in Memphis, Tennessee, as the Grizzlies get set to take on the Orlando Magic. Once again, everyone, I'm Matt Devlin. Earlier this evening, I sat down and spoke to the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, Hubie Brown, and asked him, how do you replace the scoring of Wesley Person?
What you'd like to see is Jason Williams get together and get himself into a role early so that we'll get some scoring there. We know that Gordon is very capable. He has been in a slump for the last couple of weeks, magnified by the fact that he's turning the ball over so much. But we know that he's a proven scorer. We're hoping that he can step in and shoot well. Also that Jason Williams can pick up his numbers a little bit. And then that relieves the pressure. But tonight we're going to see a lot of zone with this big lineup that they play. They hide their guys in a 3-2, a 2-3, and then they also play a box and one defense. So we know that there'll be a lot of gimmicks out there tonight.
When we return to the Pyramid, the Toyota starting lineups right after these messages. As Hersey Hawkins mentioned, 9 turnovers in the last 2 games against Milwaukee and Utah for Drew Gooden. And so Hubie Brown, the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, decided that it was time to make a change. Over the last 16 games, the Grizzlies are 8-8 under the direction of the veteran coach, Hubie Brown. Starting lineup for Doc Rivers, it's Tracy McGrady, Mike Miller, Sean Kemp, Pat Garrity, and Grant Hill. Grant Hill will run the point for Doc Rivers, and you see what he has done in his 4th season as the head coach of the Orlando Magic. This is an organization that has 10 consecutive winning seasons. The last time they were under 500 dates back to 1991 and 92. On Wednesday, Christmas Day, Detroit lost to the Orlando Magic 104-99. As the opening tap is controlled by the Orlando Magic, and Grant Hill called up Tracy McGrady on Tuesday night. McGrady had not played for 5 games and said, T-Mac, how do you feel about going tomorrow? As McGrady rises and shoots, and the shot is short. And McGrady said, my back's not feeling right. And Grant Hill told him, I need your help. I'm playing the Detroit Pistons tomorrow. My former team. Could you come out and help us out a little bit? Lorenzen Wright knocks down the shot, and the Grizzlies are on the board first. And T-Mac, in response, told him, let me see what I can do, depending upon how I feel. And he woke up the next morning, didn't feel all that well, but decided, hey, for Grant Hill on Christmas Day, I'll play. 46 points later, Orlando with a victory.
Coming through for your teammate. Tracy McGrady showing that he's tough, can play through the back pain, but what about Grant Hill still having the fire to want to beat Detroit after 3 years?
And like he said, there's only one player still there from the time when he was there. He said, different head coach. He said, the trainer's the same, and the strength conditioning coach. That's it. Sean Kemp knocks it down.
I want to take it out on them then. Who's ever left in Detroit, I want to punish them. And that's exactly what Tracy McGrady did.
Grizzlies coming off of a disappointing loss last Sunday against the Utah Jazz. And, of course, the Jazz now 2-0 against the Memphis Grizzlies. And so hopefully 5 days off, and the Grizzlies have forgotten about that. Or maybe they shouldn't forget about it. It was a pounding 103-74, Hawk.
And that's the second time this season that Utah has totally come out and dominated the Grizzlies. You want to remember those games, know exactly what you didn't do, and make yourself mentally tougher.
Here's Battier on the inside, but Sean Kemp, the big man, in his first year with the Orlando Magic, puts it back up and through. Grizzlies are 1 of 4. The Magic 2 of 5. Hubie Brown talked about needing Jason Williams. The feed to Gasol, short. He was unable to finish. He was taken out of last Sunday's game against the Utah Jazz because Karl Malone was physical with him. A mere 2 of 5 for 9 points. Not one single starter for the Grizzlies reached double digits. Only 2 in the contest. Battier had 11, and Mike Batiste finished with 10, both coming off of the bench.
But that's what teams are figuring out around the league, that if you're going to beat the Grizzlies, you have to be physical against them. Beat them up, and if they don't respond, they lose those games.
Grizzlies need to be tougher. How many times have we talked about that? Here's McGrady out on the wing. trying to work on Battier. Battier got a piece of it, 7 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for McGrady to go to work. Averages 30 a game, and he gets fouled. And Shane, in disagreement, and then he says, you know what, that was my bad. With 1 on the shot clock, and McGrady heads to the line.
Yeah, good defense by Shane for 23 seconds. Then he makes the mistake of hitting McGrady on the elbow. You never want to foul a jump shooter, especially when they're shooting with the shot clock against their back. 3-pointer, 1 second on the shot clock. Let them shoot it.
Averages 23.1 field goal attempts a game. That's second most in the league, but certainly you can understand why. He gets to the free throw line. He averages 8.2 attempts a game, 6.8 makes, 81% on the season, Hersey.
And that tells you he's just not relying on the jumper. He's taking the basketball to the hoop, creating fouls, getting to the free throw line. And when you're a good free throw shooter, that's an easy way to get yourself in games when you're slumping, when you're not playing well, to get to the free throw line and make some.
Kemp has 4. McGrady has 3. Garicek misses. And a whistle and a foul underneath. Our 3 officials this evening, Mark Wunderlich, Jack Neese, and Mark Davis, who just blew his whistle. 5-point advantage for the Magic.
Grizzlies do a great job running the flex offense, setting that screen. The smaller players coming open in the lane. Garicek has to make that layup.
He also has to make that 3. He has really struggled from beyond the arc since his performance against Golden State. 1 for his last 6. Of course, he had 18 against Golden State. That's Battier. Top of the program, we talked about his improved shooting from beyond the arc, but since Hubie Brown has taken over, he's shooting 55% overall.
Yeah, Shane Battier has found his comfort level. He knows where he's getting his shots from in the offense. He's playing off of everyone else. They're not running any plays for him, but he's getting wide open jump shots and making them count.
Here's the scene with Battier right there, just runs around the curl baseline.
Yeah, he and Garicek set screens for each other on the baseline. Tracy McGrady and Grant Hill got confused, left Shane wide open, and he made him pay.
20-second timeout taken by the Orlando Magic. You see what he has done in the month of December. Wesley Person, 60%. Battier, 54.5%. Jason Richardson knocking things down in Golden State. Of course, the Grizzlies will not have the services of Wesley Person possibly for the next 3 weeks. Grant Hill, you see him being carted back toward the locker room. Grant Hill has missed 5 games this year because of a sore left ankle, and you saw how he had a little bit of a limp as he went back to the locker room, and Armstrong is in for the Orlando Magic. Here's Mike Miller, went to Florida. Baseline move.
And that's what Doc Rivers has been trying to get Mike Miller to do more of. Put it on the ground, go to the basket. He's big enough where he can finish over people. Excellent move by Mike.
Doc Rivers is also used to putting new faces on the floor for the Orlando Magic. They've used 10 different starting lineups, and only Garrity, Kemp, and Armstrong have played in all 30 games. Now 31. 2 on the shot clock. Wing 3 for Garicek, and he drills it. 1 of 2 from downtown.
Excellent pass by Jason Williams, creating for Garicek. Shot clock running down, getting him the open jumper.
Gives him a little bit of confidence on the defensive end as he makes the play. Orlando retains possession of the basketball. The Grizzlies are 3 of 9 from the floor. Orlando 3 of 6. Armstrong in the lane. Here's Kemp, 17-foot jumper.
Kemp has always been able to knock down that 15 to 20-foot shot. He doesn't get the respect he deserves from the perimeter. You have to guard him out there, or he'll knock him down all night.
Former teammate of yours in the great Pacific Northwest in Seattle, known as the Rain Man. Loose ball on the floor. Lorenzen shot from his backside, and he almost made it.
I'm assuming no one else was open.
Miller, transition 3, drills it. And it's a 7-point advantage after just slicing it to 2.
That's where Orlando is most dangerous in transition. If several players can push the ball up and create a shot for themselves, you have to get back and match up.
Here's Giricek, puts it on the floor, leaning. So Giricek starting to feel his oats. He's 2 of 4, 5 points, top scorer for the Grizzlies.
Good sign to see Giricek continue to be aggressive, especially after missing his first couple of shots. He's still looking to attack the basket.
Last 3 games, a combined 12 points. T-Mac goes baseline, and Battier. No, Jason, yep, Battier is going to earn the foul. Shane Battier picks up his second.
Giricek, good pump fake on Mike Miller. Mike Miller couldn't square him off. Giricek, couple of dribbles, shoots the runner in the lane.
So Shane has to leave, and Drew Gooden is on the floor. So difficult to try to guard Tracy McGrady. Talked to Hubie Brown prior to the game about this player in his 6th season. Of course, his first 3 with Toronto. And then he signed as a free agent with the Orlando Magic. After saying he was possibly going to Miami, he decided in a 24-hour period of time, you may recall, no, I'm going to go to Orlando, certainly changing the fortunes of Pat Riley and the Miami Heat. But, you know, where do you go? Tracy McGrady, Kobe Bryant. That is a great perimeter debate in the NBA.
It sure is, Ed. There are several debates. You could debate it all night long. You take either one of them. You have an all-star player. You have someone that can possibly get you 30 to 40 points on any given night. But if I was picking one, I would have to go with T-Mac.
You see Kemp leaving with 2 fouls. DeClercq in. Why?
I like T-Mac's size at 6'8". And I think he's able to get his shot off offensively a lot better than Kobe Bryant at 6'5", 6'6".
It's an interesting debate, and we talked about it in our production meeting. And as our producer, Randy Stevens, said, okay, you guys debate it all you want. Take who you want, and I'll take the other guy. We'll be back right after these messages from Memphis. Welcome back to Memphis. Orlando with a 7-point advantage over the Grizzlies, and Grant Hill taken back to the locker room, and this is the sequence in which we believe his injury occurred right there.
Yeah, it looked like he could have just jammed his foot on the ground and maybe causing, I don't know, but then again, he falls on his knee also, so it could be his knee or his ankle. But Orlando, rightfully so, being cautious with Grant Hill.
Remember, they have a game tomorrow night, and also Grant Hill, prior to this season, in which he's played in now 26 games, including tonight. The previous 2 seasons in Orlando, a total of 18 games. He has had 3 surgeries on his left ankle. That's McGrady. And T-Mac has 7 points. 5 of his 7 from the line. He's now 1 of 4 from the floor.
And the amazing thing about Grant Hill is he's putting up 16 points this season, shooting nearly 50% from the field with no practice time. He doesn't practice with Orlando. They can only use him during the games. So he's still finding that rhythm and being very productive.
The Grizzlies over the last 3 games at home. Lorenzen right on the inside and a foul on Tracy McGrady. Have fallen into a dangerous pattern of coming out slow against Milwaukee. They had to come back late with Wesley Person raining in 3s, and then Sunday against Utah and a slow start tonight.
Yeah, you can't afford to get off to a slow start against Orlando that can put up lots of points and get you down by 20 by the end of 1 if you're not very careful.
Lorenzen Wright, his free throw shooting has improved. 10 games as a starter. This is his 11th straight as a starter under Hubie Brown, shooting close to 70%, averaging almost 11 points and 8 rebounds a game over the last 10 as a starter. Gooden deflects it away, and McGrady comes up gingerly. Here's Lorenzen Wright, baseline jumper, knocks it down, and a spurt by Memphis. It's a 5-point game.
And good shot by Lorenzen. DeClercq won't come out to the perimeter and guard him. So Lorenzen, he'll have that shot all night.
Be interesting to see how long McGrady goes because of the game tomorrow night against Boston as Miller fills it up. McGrady out for 5 games with lower back contusion. Something that it just tightens up a lot, and then really injured it in a collision with Kobe Bryant. Gooden sealed along the baseline. 7 on the shot clock. This is Williams. Launches over Miller. Couple of Gators going at one another there. Miller gets it back. The response, no. Williams climbs up, snares it. Grizzlies quickly into transition. Dribble drive on the kick out. Here's Gooden. They'll set up Gasol on the inside under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Williams trying to get by Miller. Finds Lorenzen. Giricek steps inside the arc. Great ball movement by Memphis.
And that's what the Grizzlies have to do. Move the basketball. Orlando, they're running a lot of traps, trying to disrupt the Grizzlies offensively. So if you move the basketball, eventually you'll come up with an open shot.
9-2 run by the Grizzlies. 2-point advantage. Garrity, it's a 2. Pat Garrity, a big man that likes to hang on the perimeter, drills it, had his right foot on the line.
And that's the one player you don't want to leave standing by himself on the perimeter, Pat Garrity. Someone has to be close to him, forcing him to put the ball on the ground.
Jason Williams. Anytime he can get deep into the post, he's going to be dangerous. Creates a lot of opportunities, including ones for himself. McGrady. They've made 8 of their last 9.
And McGrady, it doesn't matter who's guarding him. 6'5", 6'8". He just raises up and shoots the shot right over them anyway.
So dangerous. Leading the league in scoring, and a foul on Pat Garrity. That is his first, and we have a timeout on the floor with 2:51 to go here in the first quarter. The pace is picked up to the liking of the Memphis Grizzlies. Giricek filling it up. He has 7. Memphis is set introduces 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports each and every night with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features you won't find anywhere else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the entire world of extreme sports all in one place. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 premiering weeknights this January only on Fox Sports Net. The Grizzlies have made their last 4. After starting just 4 of 12. 10 of the shot clock. Giricek, catch and shoot. That's his second 3.
Orlando came out in their 1-2-2 zone. Someone missed an assignment on the weak side, left Giricek wide open for the jumper.
He is a streaky shooter. This is Garrity responding.
And the Grizzlies also responding, trying to come back in their own zone. But you have to find Garrity.
Orlando 9th in the league in 3-point shooting. A foul underneath. And Gasol unable to finish, but he'll head to the free throw line.
An excellent pass by Giricek, who had the jumper, but decided to pass it in to Powell in the post. Powell, good post position, deep. Got the foul.
Gasol at the free throw line, and you see what he did a season ago against Orlando, the top performer for the Grizzlies. At home, he likes it in Memphis. Averaging close to 18 points and 10 rebounds. Overall, 16.5 points and 7.9 rebounds. And the second free throw works. 75% free throw shooter.
Powell has to be extremely aggressive tonight. Orlando doesn't have anyone that can guard him on the box. So if he's aggressive, they will have to double team him tonight.
Here's Armstrong. Kick out Miller. Armstrong in the corner. It's a 2. And it rims hard off the back of the iron. Giricek in the flow.
That's the kind of defensive possession you like. Tracy McGrady never touched the basketball. Someone else had to score.
Lorenzen finds Gasol. 10 of the shot clock, plenty of time. Williams drives. Now 6 on the shot clock. Over McGrady. And Armstrong will rip it away and head into the front court. Somebody better get out on him. Second chance opportunity. You can't leave him that open out there.
No, you have to communicate running back in transition. because you know if you leave him open, he will make you pay. And that was in the game. In the scouting report, do not leave Pat Garrity. Make him put it on the floor.
Just receiving word that Grant Hill is questionable to return. Sore left ankle. Missed 5 games because of that sore left ankle, and of course over the last 2 years has played in a total of 18. He's had 3 surgeries on his left ankle. Tracy McGrady, 3 of 6, 11 points, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Just 23 years of age.
Scary how good he can, how good he already is at 23.
A lot of people, and I was talking to Hubie Brown about this prior to the start of the game, and he brought the point up. He said, you know, a lot of people don't realize as he drills the 3, he was first team All-NBA last season at the age of 22. So a lot of people forget that.
Yes, I sure did. At 22, he was first team All-NBA, but deservingly so. He's just a phenomenal player.
Averaging 25 points a season ago, close to 8 rebounds and over 5 assists.
And Tracy McGrady makes it look so easy, so effortless out there, doing what he wants to do. It doesn't matter who's guarding him, takes control of the game. And a lot of teams make the mistake of not double teaming him, figuring he can't win it by himself. But yes, he can.
Well, he's done that the last 2 seasons for Orlando. McGrady's made his last 4 shots. There's 4 ticks remaining on the shot clock, and Jason Williams will be replaced by Brevin Knight. Brevin checking in for the Grizzlies with 9.1 of a second remaining in the first quarter. Here's McGrady in the lane, fading. Pau Gasol, not realizing that they had plenty of time, was in no hurry. And an offensive foul as Armstrong stood his ground, but a disappointing job by Pau Gasol of not realizing that there was 4 seconds remaining and not getting the ball quickly ahead.
Hey, split the 2 guys, didn't he? Why is there a timeout?
0.2 of a second remaining. And now Jack Neese is in communication with our producer, Randy Stevens, and they want to see if there's any time left on the clock after that foul. The offensive foul on Brevin Knight. Mark Davis just ran it off with Jack Neese here at midcourt.
I've never seen that before, with one official reviewing the play. The other 2 decide to continue the game with Mark 2 at the clock.
Well, here's the thing. Mark Davis just said my fault to Mark Wunderlich. And Mark Wunderlich is saying, hey, Jack is checking out the situation. The quarter has ended. Mark Davis didn't even realize that Jack Neese was over here at half court. That's unbelievable. How could you not look around and see that somebody's standing 10 feet away from you, checking out the scene? Should the action even continue? The action's going to continue after these messages in Memphis. Second quarter, 7-point advantage for Orlando. Here's Earl Watson. Watson along with Brevin Knight, Mike Batiste, Stromile Swift, and Drew Gooden. Shot doesn't go. Tapped up, kept alive by Memphis. But reeling it in, Gerald Sasser in his second year at SMU. We'll get to what closed the first quarter when we have an opportunity, but we don't want to break up the action to get back to the point involving 2 officials. The clerk with 4 on the shot clock. This is McGrady, 2 on the shot clock. Sweet. He's that good.
Confidence. I mean, when you have confidence in your game, you play at another level. And Tracy McGrady, shot clock running down, just rolls right over Earl Watson like he wasn't there.
8-0 run now by Orlando. Watson feeds it to Brevin, and it pops out. Small backcourt for the Memphis Grizzlies. Here's Tracy McGrady filling it up. An 11-0 run. And all of a sudden, this lead has dangerously stretched out. It's 38-25, and Hubie Brown wants a 20-second timeout, which allows us to look back at what happened at the end of the first quarter. Jack Neese wanted to know if the foul occurred after the quarter ended or before. The foul actually occurred 0.2 of a second prior to the quarter ending. But while he was in communication with our producer, Randy Stevens, at midcourt, trying to see exactly what was going on, Mark Davis took it upon himself to start the action. And the quarter ended. This is the original end of the quarter. The foul's committed right there with 0.2 of a second remaining. And Mark Davis, trying to figure things out, decided to start it with 0.2 of a second, but seeing zeros on the clock, Jack Neese, rightfully so, went over, the veteran official, went over. Communication to the truck with our producer, Randy Stevens, to see exactly what transpired. Everything worked out fine. And in the big picture, it doesn't really matter, but there's some miscommunication, needless to say.
Yeah, by the time Jack Neese finally got the word that there was 0.2 seconds left on the clock, they had already put the ball in play.
And it was the end of the first quarter. He looked around and said, what just happened? Jacques Vaughn in his first season with the Orlando Magic. Here's McGrady. Misses. That shot by Gooden ended the 11-0 run, all scored by Tracy McGrady. Sasser picks it off. Brevin Knight being a pest, and Sasser quickly into the front court.
Grizzlies' second unit should be able to take advantage of Orlando's second unit. The only scorer they have on the floor is Tracy McGrady. If they pay attention to him, make someone else beat them, and they can cut into this lead.
McGrady checks out. Mike Miller in his replace. Sasser, 3 points, 2 rebounds against Detroit on Christmas Day. This is a road-tested Orlando team. They have played the second most road games in the NBA, along with New Orleans. Seattle leads the league in road games played at 18. This is actually Orlando's 18th of the season. They are 7-10 on the road. A year ago, 17-24. 13-point advantage, 11-point advantage. Stromile Swift with a rainbow jumper.
Again, de Klerk on the defensive end, not wanting to close out on a quicker Stromile Swift, giving him the jump shot.
Armstrong. Here's Miller in the corner. Weak side board, Gooden. Ahead to Watson. Batiste backing down, fading along the baseline. Shot doesn't fall.
Batiste can get a better shot than fading along the baseline against Mike Miller. Has the size on him, go into the lane and make Orlando double team you.
Batiste 6'8", 225. Miller listed at 6'8", 215. The Grizzlies trail the Orlando Magic. Tracy McGrady scored 11 straight for the Orlando Magic. That's big time. Orlando's points. 20 points tonight on 6 of 11, shooting 5 of 5 from the line, Hersey.
And most all of the shots have been from the perimeter. Long three-point attempts with the shot clock running down. In transition, you have to find Tracy McGrady and get to him sooner than what the Grizzlies have been doing. But give them credit. They're keeping McGrady on the perimeter. He's just hot, and he's making all the shots early.
Orlando shooting 60%, 14-23. Memphis 44% after a slow start for both teams. McGrady started 1 of 4 and then has ripped him off since that time. Total of 6 of 11. Here's Jacques Vaughn.
With Tracy McGrady on the bench, Mike Miller will play the same role as Tracy McGrady did. He will be their main offensive look until McGrady comes back in the game.
In his third year out of Florida, averaging 16 points a game. Weak side board. Vaughn quickly. Here's Miller. They'll get into an early offense.
Early offense and look to shoot the three-pointer in transition. So you have to match up and find Miller, find McGrady, find Garrity.
This is a team right now that is 4th in the Atlantic. They've won 3 of their last 4. 9-4 at home. Plenty of home games to come. Nice cut by Watson. Couldn't handle the dart. And a turnover And it's Orlando basketball. The Grizzlies have turned it over 5 times. Orlando 3 times. Orlando, they take care of the basketball. They average 14.4 turnovers a game. Pat Burke from the outside. The 3 doesn't go. The 29-year-old. He's a rookie, played the last 5 years in Greece at Auburn University. SEC fans are familiar with Pat. On the inside, Batiste. That's what you said earlier. He didn't have the matchup that time against Miller. He had DeClerc and Burke right there, but Batiste went down low and did some damage. It's an and one.
And that's how you beat the zone. Penetrate it, then the big guys have to find the open spots. Reverend Knight does a great job of leading Batiste to the basket. All he has to do is finish the shot.
DeClerc picked up his first. You see the numbers for Mike Batiste this past Sunday against Utah. And the 73% free throw shooter completes the old-fashioned three-point play, and now it's an 8-point game. Burke, shot doesn't go. Grizzlies come away with it as DeClerc had it slip through the fingertips. Blocking foul on Mike Miller. That's his first.
Reverend Knight attacking in transition. Grizzlies doing a better job of not just relying on the jump shots in transition, trying to get to the basket and put some pressure on Orlando's front line.
Pat Garrity replacing Pat Burke, the Dublin, Ireland native. Batiste, here's Stromile, right block, fumbles with the basketball, quick move around DeClerc. The Grizzlies should expose Orlando with the quickness of Swift.
A nice poise by Stromile to take his time, gather himself, and then just explode up. Orlando doesn't have the size to block his shot.
Was a 13-point game, now a 6-point game with the second unit of the Magic. Miller fading, baseline, 15 feet. Mike Miller, 4 of 8 from the floor, has 9 points. On Christmas Day, 15 against Detroit. Brevin telling Batiste where to go. Batiste down on the blocks, Garrity on him, shoots over him. So Batiste filling it up, he is now 3 of 5.
Grizzlies continue to look to the inside. That's what's going to get them back into the basketball game, exploiting the inside play of Orlando, or lack of inside size.
Vaughn leaning in from the outside, Sasser. Orlando has had 1 field goal made since McGrady left the contest. 6-point game. Stromile tries to make it a 4-point game, and it rattles in and out.
Orlando's not respecting Stromile's ability to knock down the outside shot, really playing off of him, giving him the outside shot.
Collision. Watson and Vaughn. And a foul on Earl Watson. And McGrady will reappear for Orlando.
Earl Watson hustling. Both players going after the basketball. Doc Rivers had seen enough of the offense being stagnant with Tracy McGrady on the bench, bringing him back in.
1 of 9 in his absence from the field. Miller. Mike Miller knocks it down. He's 5 of 10, has 11 points. Watson, Knight along with Batiste, Swift, and Battier on the floor. Shane has 2 personal fouls. Battier looks for Swift rolling. He can't. Held up by Garrity. 3 on the shot clock. Battier forced to shoot. Doesn't go. Saved by Stromile, and he steps along the end line. It's Orlando basketball. And Shane Battier talking to Stromile Swift, saying, hey, when you set the pick, you got to roll the bucket.
Get in the zone! AutoZone! Hey, do your wiper blades drive you crazy when you turn them on? Then do something about it. Get to AutoZone right now and put a new set of wipers on your car. If your old ones are streaking and smearing, they're not working like they should, and that's dangerous. Play it safe. Get to AutoZone for a new set of wiper blades today.
Get in the zone! AutoZone!
Sam's Town is giving you a $1 slot hand-paid jackpot bonus. You can win up to $5,000. Just play your favorite $1 slot machine, hit a hand-paid jackpot, and you can win an additional $250 to $5,000. It's that easy. For more information, visit the Comps Plus Center or any slot attendant. Sam's Town $1 slot jackpot bonus. A real experience is waiting for you at Sam's Town in Tunica, Mississippi, just south of Memphis.
Ooh. 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 Ooh, fajitas.
Feast your eyes on the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. Sizzling strips of marinated steak and grilled veggies.
Ooh, fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
All the great fajita flavors now wrapped to go in a grilled tortilla.
Ooh, fajitas.
Whoa, fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taste the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito and ooh, think outside the bun.
Grizzlies trail Orlando 44-36. Memphis 5-2 at home in the month of December. The big news this television season is that America's #1 pregame show is taking its act to prime time. You heard that right on Saturday, January 18th. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night as JB, Terry, Howie, Jimmy, along with Jillian and Jimmy Kimmel, grab the spotlight for what promises to be one of television's more entertaining hours, featuring a special live performance from Shania Twain in her return to network television. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night, January 18th, only on Fox. Battier, along with Giricek, Williams, Lorenzen Wright, Pau Gasol on the floor for Memphis in a zone. McGrady, Miller, Kemp, Garrity, and Armstrong on the court for Orlando. Kemp, pump fake, spin, has it taken away by Giricek, regained by Orlando, and Giricek climbs up and snares the rebound.
Orlando did a good job of moving the basketball in the zone. Grizzlies, good defensive possession. They'll stayed with it. Forced a difficult shot by Mike Miller.
Orlando 3 for their last 12. Williams spins. 5 of the shot clock over Armstrong, short. McGrady gets a piece of it, and he'll reel it in.
Shane Battier close to picking up his 3rd foul, going over the back of McGrady.
McGrady off the side of the iron. Lorenzen Wright already with the 5 rebounds, and remember, he has set the majority of the second quarter. Gasol, the double comes. UB Brown in the timeout was talking specifically about that as Giricek drills the 3. With the double coming, nobody's picking up the roll to the bucket. That time the Grizzlies didn't have any roll going.
No roll. 2 or 3 guys tried to cut to the basket, and Giricek rotated all the way over to the same side as Powell found himself open in the corner.
Giricek 5 of 8, 13 points. Memphis needs that if they want to be successful. McGrady, another 3. And Tracy McGrady, 4 of 4 from downtown.
Orlando, when you move the basketball from side to side against the zone, keep the defense moving, you come up with good shots. Second possession in a row where Orlando has moved the basketball, and Tracy McGrady wide open 3.
Well, he's not that perfect. I said 4 of 4. He's actually 4 of 5. 5 of the shot clock. Gasol. And a foul on Kemp. That's his 3rd. McGrady with 23 points.
Look at Orlando's ball movement. When you have good 3-point shooters, the defense has to respect it. They close on all 3 players, but then leave McGrady wide open on the other side of the floor and knock down his 4th 3-pointer.
Sean Kemp out. And a technical foul on Sean Kemp. And so Memphis, an opportunity with 3 consecutive free throws and a chance to cut it to 4. See the numbers on Powell. Powell 9 points. It ended a stretch of 8 consecutive games in double figures. 9 points against the Jazz in 29 minutes. Double-double last Friday night against Milwaukee, 18 points and 14 rebounds. Gasol misses his second. Offensive rebound. Giricek. Battier was in the corner. And Gasol underneath gets fouled once again.
We've seen the guards already several times in the first half penetrating, and the big guys finding the open spots, slashing to the basket, getting to the free throw line.
Gasol short, so he's missed his last two. He's only taken 2 shots. Powell took only 5 shots last Sunday against Utah. As you know, as he's missed now 3 consecutive free throws, if a team is physical with him, he has a very difficult time.
And we saw that against Utah with Karl Malone, and Sean Kemp has started on him at the beginning of this game.
De Klerk on the inside. 8-point game.
That's the one play Orlando will run to get either Sean Kemp or De Klerk a shot. A high pick and roll with those 2 players rolling to the basket.
Here's Gasol, the double comes. 8 on the shot clock. Lorenzen spins baseline. Shot blocked by De Klerk. 2 on the shot clock. McGrady picks off the save. Fouled by Jason Williams. And that is Jay Will's first. And McGrady heads back to the line where he is 5 of 5. We have a time on the floor with 2:45 remaining in the first half. Orlando leading Memphis 49-41. Andrew De Klerk doing some work down low. McGrady found him wide open underneath. Gasol late on rotation. 5 points. McGrady coming off of 46 on Christmas Day. And you see what life is like without T-Mac.
And that's no surprise that the points per game would go down, as well as the field goal percentage, because he makes everyone else out on the floor better, because you have to double team him or his passing ability getting other players open shots.
Tracy McGrady, of course, received a lot of media attention over the last few days because of Iron Brown, who is a youngster who was shot in the Washington, D.C. shooting spree. And he let it slip some time ago that he was a Tracy McGrady fan. And when T-Mac heard that, he sent him a video of him essentially saying, hey, listen, be strong, and I know you're going to make it. And not only has he made it, but Tracy McGrady made it possible for Iron Brown to come down when he got healthy and got out of the hospital to see him play. And saw him play against Detroit on Wednesday on Christmas Day. Hung out with them all day long. Went to shoot around in the morning with them. And it was just an unbelievable gesture by Tracy McGrady. And he said that with him on the verge of having his first child, to understand the depth of almost losing a child like the mother of Iron Brown, he said, I could understand, you know, what the family was going through, and I wanted to reach out to him. And it's just a wonderful young man, just 23 years of age.
Exactly right, and it was exceptionally nice to hear him say that he accepts the fact that as an athlete, you are a role model and that kids look up to you, and he recognizes that, and those are some of the small things that he does to contribute back to not only to the community, but I guess to every NBA community.
Williams for 3, knocks it down. 6-point game.
Despite how well Tracy McGrady is playing and Orlando, Grizzlies sticking around, not giving up.
McGrady 25. The rest of the Orlando Magic 26 and a foul underneath. Every night it's a Southern Sports Report. It's 30 minutes of nightly sports news completely dedicated to the home teams throughout the South. For extended regional highlights and in-depth interviews, catch the Southern Sports Report nightly at 9 o'clock Central. only on Fox Sports Net. Olumide Oyedeji checks in for the Orlando Magic. And Miller, successful at the free throw line. He has 13. The combination of McGrady and Miller producing 38 of Orlando's 53 points. Williams, no. T-Mac, it rolls out. Williams pushing, will pull it back. Gasol, Powell 0-2, 4 points. His first made field goal of the contest. He has 6 points in a 6-point game.
That has become Powell's patented move. 1-2 dribbles with the left hand, the spin back to the right for the jump hook.
Armstrong, under 10 of the shot clock. McGrady sets a screen. Armstrong knocks it down. Playing in replace of Grant Hill. Hill left early on in the first quarter with a sore left ankle. It has bothered him throughout the season and for the last 3 years. Gasol trying to be too fancy, going behind the back to Lorenzen Wright. Careless turnover leads to that right there.
You have to make it simple when you're being double teamed. The correct pass is always either up top or look cross court to someone wide open. I'll try the difficult pass.
Battier out on the wing. Giricek hustling for his own rebound. And last touch by Gordon. And Hubie Brown talking with Mark Wunderlich.
.15 seconds left on the game clock in the first half. Tracy McGrady pick and roll up top, trying to get into the lane or finding Armstrong in the corner.
T-Mac, shot doesn't go. Armstrong, Miller. And the first half comes to an end in Orlando, led by as many as 13. And the Magic by 10 at halftime with Tracy McGrady leading the way. 25 points, had 46 in his last performance against the Detroit Pistons. And tonight, he's come up big. 7 of 15, 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Despite that, the Grizzlies have their sights set on a... Hasn't had a bad shooting night tonight. 7 of 15, a foul on Jason Williams. He just picked up his second early on, a turnover, and then a foul to start the second half. Grizzlies come out in his zone.
And another problem is Tracy McGrady hasn't had to exert any energy on the defensive end. He's guarded Shane Battier 1 of 3 from the field in the first half. Drew Gooden 1 of 4 from the field. So he's been able to save all of his energy for offense.
You see Giricek, the leading scorer for the Grizzlies, Williams, and then Gasol at right. Now Gasol 4 of 8, a disappointing 4 of 8 from the free throw line. That's a great point, Hersey. If you're not going to make him work at one end, and it's awful tough to make him work at one end anyway, you got to make him work at the other. Giricek fills it up for 3, and Giricek 17 points on 6 of 10 shooting.
Giricek continues to find the open spot. Orlando's double teaming, and they're not rotating quickly enough to Giricek on the perimeter.
Over the last 3 games, a combined 12 points for Giricek, but then Giricek gives up a 3 to Garrity. Hubie Brown says, come on. Garrity with 8 points and 3 of 4 shooting.
Yeah, the one player you're not supposed to leave. No one's within 10 feet of him.
Giricek delivers it to Lorenzen Wright. The double comes. Powell. Spin move off glass. Got bumped, but he was able to hang tough. He should have some opportunities to operate down low with Kemp and his 3 personal fouls. Barely drawing iron. Miller, Gasol ahead to the speeding Williams. Pull up Giricek. No. Lorenzen. Giricek, as we noted at halftime, he's had trouble from that side of the floor. Armstrong spills out. Grant Hill is out for the rest of the evening. He left early in the first quarter with a sore left ankle. He was doubtful coming in to tonight's contest. And a foul on Mike Miller. Giracek did a good job of drawing that contact because of the up fake. The ball lodged in the nose of Miller.
Yeah, Mike Miller got the worst of that foul as he got the elbow across the nose.
Non-shooting foul, 10 of the shot clock. This crowd's waiting for something to happen. Battier short with 4 in the shot clock. Shane Battier, 1 of 4. McGrady, and it trickles out, and Gasol is there for the rebound. 8-point game. Williams behind the back, around Armstrong, got it. Jason Williams with 11 on 4 of 8 shooting.
What a shot by Jason Williams. Difficult dribble move to go behind your back, then gather yourself and raise up to shoot the 3.
3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Kemp shoots over Gasol. No, Williams. Loose ball. Williams unable to hold on to it.
Jason has started the third quarter off. They can push it up, be aggressive, put some pressure on Orlando. Every time he's gotten his hands on the basketball, he's tried to make something happen early in the third quarter.
Well, as you mentioned to me at halftime, this is an Orlando team that you can take advantage of because they do not have Grant Hill. And it is, of course, a Tracy McGrady show, and the Grizzlies need to put some pressure on them. Kemp underneath. Offensive. And Kemp just earned his 4th.
Good defense by Lorenzen. Staying in there. Sean Kemp pushes off with the basketball. Easy call for the officials. Sean picks up his 4th foul.
Lorenzen giving up some 50 to 60 pounds in that situation. Giracek straight away look. Wide open, and it pops out.
A good pass by Powell again, and that's the type of look you're going to get with Orlando double teaming someone open on the perimeter.
Doesn't fall, and Gasol is there to reach up and claim the rebound, his 5th. Lorenzen saves it. Turnover. A little bit reckless in that situation by the Memphis Grizzlies in a 5-point game with 8:11 remaining here in the third quarter. And a timeout taken. Mark Wunderlich and Pat Garrity and Doc Rivers all in a discussion. The Grizzlies in a 5-point game and a careless turnover. Orlando Baldwin as the Grizzlies head on the road after this evening's game. This January, Emmy Award winner Michael Chiklis is back for season 2 of the show that's too intense for network TV. The Shield. Season 2 returns in January to FX. Memphis will take on the Boston Celtics on New Year's Eve. A day game in Beantown. And then Memphis returns home to take on the Clippers a week from tonight. An unbelievable stretch where Memphis, over a 2-week period of time, only have 3 games, Hersey.
So they can't blame anything on being tired.
No.
Their legs. I would have expected them to come out in this game and just go up and down, try to tire out Orlando, but Orlando pretty much in transition has gotten the best of the Grizzlies.
Fast break points, neither team with spectacular numbers. DeClerc trying to snare his own rebound and unable to do so. And the Grizzlies down by 5 with 7:42 remaining in the third quarter. Giracek runs around the baseline screen. Up fake, has Lorenzen, baseline, jumper good. Lorenzen cans it, it's a 3-point game.
Good spacing on the floor. On a downstream, Giracek driving. Lorenzen, instead of rolling to the basket, spaced out on the perimeter.
7-0 run sparked by Memphis. Miller in the corner, this is Garrity. DeClerc calling for it. 6 on the shot clock. McGrady has yet to score in the second half. Stuck on 25. Dribble penetration, Williams. And Armstrong wrestles it away and commits to foul.
Grizzlies run the down screen, and there's Giricek driving to the basket. The help coming over. He dishes. Easy two for Lorenzen, and Jason Williams again getting in transition. Unable to make the free throw, but he's putting the pressure on Orlando.
27 consecutive free throws made by Jason Williams. That, by the way, only his second miss this season from the free throw line.
You shoot the basketball as well as Jason does from the free throw line. You want him to get to the free throw line more. Drive, create contact, get yourself there any kind of way you possibly can.
29-31 on the season. DeClercq underneath, wide open. 4-point game. Hubie Brown and I were discussing that very point this morning at shoot-around. Jason Williams gets there on average at just 1.5 times a game. Pick and roll, Lorenzen right underneath. Loose ball, scrambling. Time of the shot clock. Gasol, foul, and one. A chance to make it a 1-point game.
Grizzlies showing some scrappiness. Lorenzen Wright not giving up on the basketball. He and Mike Miller fighting for it. Loose ball. But it finds Giricek hands, and good bounce pass baseline to Powell, who takes the contact, goes through it, and gets an opportunity for the three-point play.
Pau Gasol, 4 for 9 from the free throw line.
Uncharacteristic for Pau Gasol to have missed 5 free throws in a game.
75% of the season. Armstrong penetrating the zone, leaving Garrity open in the corner. Strong side board, Giricek. A chance to tie or take the lead. Williams hectically dribbling, finds Battier. They'll slow it up. Giricek, pump. Giricek in the lane, no. His own rebound. And a foul on Mike Miller. Great job by Giricek in not only getting in the lane, but also being tenacious enough not to give up on his shot.
Yeah, great hustle by Giricek. And how many times do you see now in the NBA where someone actually shoots the basketball and follows up their own miss? That doesn't happen too often, but Giricek gets himself to the free throw line, and he misses the first.
Grizzlies are putting up an atrocious number, 9 of 16. Interesting point about Gordon. He has 5 rebounds tonight as he makes a second free throw. Giricek, over the last 3 games, a combined 12 points, 2 rebounds, but he did not have a rebound the last 2 games combined, 0 in that department. Gasol with a rebound. Battier, body control, off glass, good, and Memphis by 1.
Excellent move by Shane Battier. Mike Miller was there to take the charge. Shane gathered himself, nice spin, kissed it off the glass.
13-2 run by Memphis. 7 on the shot clock. Garrity, shot blocked by Lorenzen. Again by Gasol. Williams, spin move. Oh! It started to look pretty, and then it got ugly in a hurry. Turnover.
Well, it did look good. And there's Shane Battier. Excellent control. Do you think Hubie Brown talked to the Grizzlies at halftime about pushing the basketball up, getting this game up-tempo?
Definitely. Miller driving, draws contact. You see the fast break differential. Grizzlies +6. Lorenzen Wright earns a foul, and Miller steps to the stripe. Lorenzen, that's his first. Excellent body control by Shane Battier, because in that situation, Miller did the appropriate thing. He stood his ground, expecting the charge.
In a normal play on a transition opportunity, is to, when you get it in full stride, is to go all the way to the basket and try to lay it up. But Shane recognized Mike was there, pulled up short, and shot the jumper.
Orlando now by 1, regaining the lead. Giracek trying to shed McGrady. Here's Lorenzen underneath. And the whistle as Lorenzen Wright will head to the free throw line. Giracek doing an excellent job of getting into the lane.
Yeah, Giracek not only scoring tonight, but when he gets into the lane, he's creating, finding his teammates, and they're making themselves big and available, giving him the passing lanes to find them.
Mike Miller earning his third. Lorenzen good with the first. Olumide Oyedeji checking in for the Orlando Magic. And Lorenzen Wright back at the free throw line. Memphis not successful from the stripe last Sunday against Utah in the season. 75%, 14th best in the NBA. Much better free throw shooting team under Hubie Brown. But tonight, that rim has not been kind. Pow!
Give Shane Battier the credit for sneaking in there, keeping the basketball alive, tipping it to Powell for the easy jam.
McGrady has yet to score in the second half. Miller, 1 of 8 from three-point range, gives it up. 6 in the shot clock. Gasol swats it away. Williams. Dribble drive. Lorenzen, circle jumper. Got it. Memphis by 4.
And the Grizzlies doing an excellent job on the defensive end, taking away the inside play of Orlando.
T-Mac silences the crowd during this 18-6 run.
Big-time players step up and make shots when their team need them, and T-Mac comes off the screen, raises up and knocks down another jumper.
His first field goal of the second half. Gasol working against Garrity. And the double came with Ojedeju. And the ball got knocked out of bounds. Lorenzen Wright and Battier lead.
Shane sneaks in, good hustle, keeps it alive for Powell, who gets the jam. And on the defensive end, the Grizzlies taking away the perimeter play of Orlando, making them go inside to score. And Powell comes up with a block shot.
So Miles Swift, the foul. Oyedeju commits the foul as Swift heads to the free throw line. Swift, along with Gooden, Gasol, Williams, and Giracek on the floor. Strohmeyer has been infected by the free throw disease as he misses. Giracek replaced by Earl Watson. Memphis 11 of 22, or 20, pardon me, from the free throw line. Swift, an excellent free throw shooter at 74%. Gets the second over the last 2 games. Now 5 of 10 from the free throw line after a period of time in which he went 20 of 21 from the stripe.
The Grizzlies come out in the third quarter much more aggressive than they were in the first half, playing with a lot more energy, pushing the basketball up the floor, and it's gotten everyone into a nice rhythm and tempo.
Orlando has missed often here in the third quarter. Armstrong, this is Garrity, rattles it in. Garrity into double digits, he has 10.
Orlando sets a simple elbow pick and roll. The defense has to help. Garrity rolls up to the top of the key for the wide open jumper.
Williams uses the Gasol screen, finds Gooden. Entry pass, Swift spins in the lane. Shot trickles through. 7 points for Swift coming off of the bench.
And the patience of Strohmeyer, letting everyone get away from him, and he just jumped over and made the shot.
What have you said, and what did Hubie Brown say today at shoot around? Find Pat Garrity. He has 12 points and 5 of 8 shooting, and a timeout taken. Orlando trailing Memphis by 1 with 2:13 remaining in the third quarter. The Memphis Grizzlies have scored on 10 of their last 11 possessions. Pau Gasol with a dozen.
Mark. Hey, your guy said he wasn't. Mark, it's because we didn't see him. He was down here. What about me?
Brevin Knight in along with Mike Batiste after a little bit of confusion. Mark Davis checks them both in. 100 minute remaining in the third. Grizzlies stuck in this zone. It's worked to their benefit. Great feed by Garrity. Deju will head to the free throw line.
Pat Garrity making a play off the dribble. No one was on him on the perimeter. Decides to find the seams on the zone. Finds Deju underneath. He gets bumped from behind.
Olumide did not play against Detroit. On the season, he has played sparingly. 3 of 5 from the floor, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. That's not tonight. That's during the course of the season. As McGrady will get a breather at the end of the third. Memphis by 1. Olumide at the free throw line. In his third season, just 21 years of age, Nigerian. Sure.
Doc Rivers taking Tracy McGrady out the last 48 seconds, resting him now and giving him the rest over the timeout.
Garrity. Brevin claims it, and he'll slow it down. Grizzlies 11 turnovers. That one didn't bite. Orlando's turned it over just 5 times. 4-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Gooden, this is a 3. No. Batiste, and the Grizzlies will hold for the last shot. Drew Gooden is 2 for his last 10 from downtown. Stromile Swift wasn't strong with the basketball, and Armstrong will launch. Swift at the end of the third quarter wasn't strong with the ball.
Stromile thought he got undercut, but you have to take the ball to the basket stronger than what he did.
Grizzlies have the advantage headed to the fourth. 25 points at halftime as the Orlando Magic led by 10. But in the third quarter, Pau Gasol came out and sparked the Memphis Grizzlies with 6 points. The Pyramid, Memphis, Tennessee. It's the Orlando Magic and the Memphis Grizzlies. Matt Devlin alongside Hersey Hawkins on this Friday evening. The Memphis Grizzlies are 5-2 at home in the month of December. The Grizzlies, coming off of a loss against the Utah Jazz, silent in the first half, came out with a spark in the third quarter as they were very successful in a zone. Tracy McGrady held to now only 4 points here in the second half. Orlando shot just 28% in the third quarter. Gooden just 2 of 7.
Gooden settling for outside shots now. Didn't shoot that in rhythm. Figured he was wide open, so he shot the basketball.
Brevin, dribble drive, count it. Goaltending by Ryan Humphrey.
Grizzlies come up with the steal and convert it to an easy layup. Brevin Knight forcing the issue, going to the basket, goaltending.
Ryan Humphrey didn't play against Detroit on Christmas Day. This is his 26th game of the season. Averaging 11 minutes, 2 points, 2.5 rebounds. A rookie out of Notre Dame. And a whistle and a foul as Sasser was slicing to the hole. And a foul on Stromile Swift.
Second possession in a row where the ball has went into Olumide, and he's made good scoring passes out of the post. What the Grizzlies are doing is they're collapsing on him, putting 2 or 3 players around him. Let the post player guard him one-on-one. Make him beat you on the post and guard everyone else.
The Grizzlies went on a spectacular 18-4 run in the third quarter. Over a 7-minute period of time. Orlando was held to just one field goal, and Orlando regaining the lead on the 2 free throws. If there is a category tonight that may come back and haunt the Grizzlies, 12 of 21 from the free throw line, 57%. Orlando's just missed 1 free throw. Watson for the lead.
Nice pump fake by Earl Watson to gather space, 1 dribble, raise up and shoot the jumper.
Armstrong delivers it in the near corner. Sasser. Grizzlies still in the zone. It's been effective. In the corner. Jacques Vaughn drills it. His 6th season out of Kansas.
Whoever moves the basketball the best that can find open players and hit shots will win this game. Both teams relying on the zone 1-2-2 to win the game for them.
Mike Batiste along the end line. It's amazing to see from a year ago to now the difference. Last year, the first year that the zone was implemented. Of course, this is the 2nd year, and all the coaches becoming a little bit more comfortable with it, and it's all part of the defensive repertoire. Turnover. Earl Watson, the runner in the lane. Got it.
Earl Watson with the awkward shot. A nice touch with the floater in the lane.
Bench has been huge for the Grizzlies. 24 points. Vaughn looks on the inside. Humphrey slices through. Vaughn loses control. Loose ball gathered by McGrady. McGrady, 3 on the shot clock. No. Tapped up. Illumide has it knocked out of his fingertips, and last touch by Orlando. Illumide telling Mark Davis that I didn't touch it. But it's Memphis basketball, and the Grizzlies are 4 or 5 here in the 4th quarter.
A good defensive possession by the Grizzlies. Active hands, forcing McGrady to shoot a tough 3. And using the hands again, knocking the ball off of Illumide.
Batiste. Brevin Knight. Too strong, and Armstrong is there for the rebound. The Grizzlies in the 2nd half out rebounding Orlando by 8. McGrady on the near side. Armstrong launches the 3. And Batiste wrestled to the floor by Illumide. And a loose ball foul on Oladeju.
Mike Batiste blocking out Illumide on the weak side, and they get tangled up. And Illumide draws the foul.
Oladeju earns his 2nd. And we have a time on the floor with 8:54 remaining in the 4th quarter. Earl Watson and Brevin Knight on the floor at the same time because of the loss of Wesley Person. 2 point guards on the floor. Dribble drive, floater in the lane. Lead, it stands at 8.
And that's how you break down the zone, find the seams, and create for your teammates.
Miller for 3. Batiste with a board, and Memphis has really owned the rebounding in the 2nd half. It is amazing to me that Orlando has fallen in love with the 3-point shot that much. They're 7 of 27, and Mike Miller has really struggled tonight from 3-point range. And with Armstrong, you could think that he would get to the bucket. Batiste, no, and Watson claims it on the weak side.
Orlando's best post-up player, Tracy McGrady. I think his back is bothering him too much tonight for him to go to the post, so he's relying on a jump shot. And in doing that, he hasn't been able to really create for his teammates.
Mike Miller's just 1 of 9. Here's Watson into the lane, and the shot put works. It's a 10-point advantage. Doc Rivers wants a timeout.
You called it. It was definitely a shot put, because I don't know if that was a shot. Like he just went through the lane, just threw it up with the one hand and got the nice roll, hit it off the back of the rim, but what a shot by Earl Watson.
Watson gets Miller to leave his feet. The Grizzlies on an 11-0 run, up by 10. Under 7 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Grizzlies have 5 players off the bench currently on the floor. Drew Gooden, along with Swift, Batiste, Watson, and Knight. McGrady fills it up. He has 31 points. And Tracy McGrady coming off of 46 for the 15th time this season. He has scored more than 30 points. He leads the league in scoring at 30 a night.
But Hubie Brown sticking with the bench. They made solid contributions tonight.
8-point game, Orlando basketball coming out of the timeout.
This is Tracy McGrady time. This is when he tries to take over the basketball game. The Grizzlies have to be aware every possession down the floor. Where is Tracy? Put someone on him.
And Garrity launches the three. Doesn't go. Grizzlies have outscored Orlando in the second half. 41-23.
The dangerous thing about leaving Pat Garrity open so much, and eventually he's going to knock down one of those shots.
It is hard for me to believe that Orlando wouldn't try to post up McGrady at all. I mean, they have not done that whatsoever.
But I think we have to look at his back. I think his back has really bothered him tonight. There were a couple of times in transition with him looking at him trying to run up and down the floor, grimacing. So I think it's bothering him a lot more tonight than it did the other day when they played Detroit.
5:51 remaining in the fourth. Launch it by Watson with 2 seconds remaining of the shot clock. Armstrong. And a turnover. Orlando has turned it over 5 times now in the fourth quarter. They have 10 for the contest.
Armstrong and Miller not on the same page. Armstrong thought Miller was slashing to the basket, led him to the hoop, but no one was there.
Gooden, the double comes. Underneath ball swiped away.
Every time the Grizzlies have tried to make that pass tonight, it's been a turnover. They have to look to the perimeter when the double team comes.
11th turnover by Orlando, 6th here in the fourth quarter. Remember, the Magic without Grandhill. A key element left early in the first quarter with a sore left ankle, and so the burden once again falls on Tracy McGrady. Maybe that's why his back's hurting him so much. Batiste, no, Gooden, offensive rebound, put back on it. Stretched out to a 10-point advantage once again.
The Grizzlies continue to pound Orlando on the offensive glass, making them pay.
And the Grizzlies have the worst differential in rebounding in the NBA. Another turnover. Ahead to Stroh. Nobody got back. Memphis by a dozen.
What a pass by Earl Watson from beyond the half court. Perfect pass to Stroh Swift behind the defense for the jam.
15-2 run. Swift slid right behind the D. Kemp was late, and Stroh was putting on the show. Grizzlies NBA basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by First Tennessee, all things financial. And by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. Tracy McGrady knocks it down. And we apologize for returning late. 10-point game.
Tracy McGrady knocked down a difficult shot. Stroh Swift was flying at him on the perimeter. Still knocked it down.
Only 8 points in the second half, Hawk. 3 on the shot clock. Watson trying to gain separation over Garrity. And that's just a horrible mismatch. And Batiste not realizing shot clock situation. Watson obviously is going to struggle with the much bigger Pat Garrity on him with 3 seconds of the shot clock.
Yeah, you don't want to leave Earl Watson in that situation, especially with them not having time to get to the hoop and create for someone else. With 4 minutes left in the game, if the Grizzlies can get good shots, they can win this game.
Underneath, and a foul is going to be charged to Stroh Swift. Swift has picked up his second.
Good pass by Armstrong, and Sean Kemp, lots of shot fakes. Doesn't have the explosiveness that he once had to go up and dunk it over people, so now he's using his wits to score in the box.
Up fake. Here's McGrady, 10 on the shot clock. Rims out. And Battier clutches it. That's his 4th rebound. Memphis on a 15-4 run over the last 6+ minutes.
The Grizzlies can get good shots. They've done an excellent job on the offensive glass, so they can get there.
Kemp gets fouled. And Miles Swift will head to the free throw line.
Shane Battier with an excellent screen to free up Strohmeyer rolling to the basket. And Sean commits the hard foul.
9 points, 6 rebounds. Swift, it's 2 shots plus the ball.
That's a tough call to make.
That's what Doc Rivers right now is talking with Mark Davis about.
NBA very protective. Don't want things to get out of hand. Anything that looks like a hard foul, they're calling intentional. It looked like Sean Kemp just committed a foul where he didn't want Strohmeyer to get a three-point play opportunity, so he fouled him hard enough where he couldn't get the ball off.
That's a difficult call in that situation. Flagrant, and then of course you get 2 shots in the ball. It was a hard foul, but I don't know about that. Stroh, unable to electrify there. Armstrong, McGrady. 12-point game. Kemp loses the handle, Battier swipes it away.
Good look by Armstrong. It's too hard for Kemp to catch with one hand.
Strohmeyer trying to be strong underneath. Loose ball, Batiste hustling. And the crowd erupts in appreciation of the hard work.
Brevin has to look at the clock. Only 4 seconds on the shot clock, and he finally recognizes it.
Almost a shot clock violation.
The Strohmeyer shot never touched the rim. He shot it straight over the glass.
Armstrong dribble drive. Far corner, Garrity dribbles out. Miller. Here's Armstrong. 3 on the shot clock. McGrady wide open underneath. 35.
The Grizzlies do a good job of taking away the three-point shot. That's what Orlando was looking for. McGrady having a decent second half, but they've done an excellent job on Mike Miller. He's totally disappeared the second half.
Miller with 15.
And 13 out of 15 in the first half.
McGrady has 10 in the second half. Batiste and
1. And every time the guards have penetrated the zone, something positive has happened. And again, Brevin Knight finds Batiste. Opportunity for a three-point play, and the bench is loving it.
And the bench is producing. Batiste gets the roll, and the Grizzlies 15-24 from the free throw line.
Well, maybe I should say the starters on the bench are loving it.
Here's McGrady. No. Memphis with under 1:30 to go. Lead 97-84. What a performance tonight by the Grizzlies bench. 4 of the 5 starters for the Memphis Grizzlies in double digits, led by Garrett, who has 18. But the bench with Batiste with 13 and Swift 11. An excellent job. Time now for the Advanced Auto Parts play of the game.
Another excellent play, turning point for the Grizzlies in the fourth quarter. Earl Watson, the long alley-oop pass to Strohmeyer Swift. Immediately after the play, Orlando had to call a timeout.
Strohmeyer Swift successful from the free throw line. He has 12 points. Grizzlies bench. When you look at the total numbers, come up now with 42 points. 42 of the 99. Memphis has scored 100 plus in 5 of the last 9 games. 1 away from the century mark. Ryan Humphrey. Ojedeju gets fouled. The Grizzlies, it appeared in the first half, just lulled to sleep. down by 10. Tracy McGrady, 25 points. A spectacular first half. Remember, Grant Hill only played 4 minutes. In the second half, they sat back in that zone. During a 7-minute and 18-second period of time, Orlando made just 1 field goal. McGrady was silenced. In the second half, 10 points in total. The other key is that he didn't get to the free throw line where he was so successful in the first half. And the Memphis Grizzlies were able to make shots and shooting 46%, but it was their defense and also the 8 turnovers in the fourth quarter by the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, it was the defense finally recognizing that Orlando can't beat them in the paint. So put pressure on the perimeter, take away the three-point opportunities, challenge those shots. Orlando didn't make it. They couldn't get any scores in the paint. The Grizzlies now find themselves 30 seconds away from another win.
Memphis Grizzlies 5-2 at home in the month of December. They will improve to 6-2. And what a performance by Memphis in the bench of the Grizzlies. After a disappointing loss at home to the Utah Jazz and essentially a week off, Memphis returns home and they come away with a victory. The Grizzlies down the Orlando Magic. Brevin forces up the shot, doesn't fall. 99-86. A great performance by Memphis tonight.
Huge win by the Grizzlies. We forgot that the Grizzlies have not played since Sunday.
I haven't forgotten.
And it looked like it took them a little time to get into the flow of the game, to find their rhythm. And once they did, they poured it on, and Orlando did not have an answer.
The Magic held to just 29 points in the second half, and the Memphis Grizzlies have won 6 in their last 7. Of course, this is a team that is 6-2 at home in the month of December. Their next game, December 31st in Boston. It was Tracy McGrady early. 35 points for McGrady on the night. But the Grizzlies come through with 6 players in double digits, led by Giracek, Gasol, Ryan Williams, and Batiste and Swift off of the bench. Next home game is a week from tonight. The Clippers and the Memphis Grizzlies. For our entire crew, a spectacular job this evening. For our producer, Randy Stevens, our director, Tom Hewitt, sidekick, Kersey Hawkins, I'm Matt Devlin. So long, everyone. The Grizzlies win.